morning. Shannon with Pick & Boots Vintage, Technique Tuesday. Thankfully, my friend texted me this morning and said, in case you didn't know what day it is, it's Tuesday, which got me up out of my chair that I've been in for the last few days, binging on Netflix. Anyway, I thought I'd bring to you a cute little project. It's not new by any means, however, it's something fun and decorative, and it's a good way to use some old supplies you may have laying around. What I did was I'm going to use a piece of the Prima Transfer. It's the Beautifully Native. It's a cute little skull. If you look right here, I have kind of an example of what the technique I'm going to do. I'm going to put a transfer on and I'm going to mirror the back. Okay, so the first step you're going to do is you're going to pick the transfer that you want to use. This comes in handy when you have a bunch of transfers that maybe you've used on dressers or other pieces of furniture and you have a lot of leftover pieces of transfer. That's what I did on this one. I just had some leftover transfers because when you get them, they come in pieces like this, and you can cut them apart and use whatever part you need. Well, normally you have a few pieces left over, and I just keep them all together, and then what I do is I just kind of pick them and I put them by colors, and I use what I think will look good for the project. Okay, so I put the transfer on the middle of my window. You notice it sticks pretty good. You can always use some tape to hold it in place. They give you a popsicle kind of stick wood thing. However, I have a tendency to break those, so I always use the side of a fork or a spoon. So after you have your transfer in place, you're simply just going to take the edge and you're just going to rub it onto your glass. Excuse me. And you're just going to give every little part of the transfer a rub down because you want it to release onto your glass or whatever surface you're putting it on. You can pretty much put them on anything. Okay, so let's see. As I start to pull back, I'll be able to tell if it's sticking to my window or the paper. If it's still sticking to the paper like it is there, I simply just put it back down and re-rub it. Okay, so I'm going to continue. All right. So it's coming off very nicely. All right. Okay, so there, now my transfer is on my window. It's kind of hard to see purely because the glass is translucent. However, we're going to make him stand out a little bit more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip him over and I'm going to add some paint behind him so he pops out a little bit. I'm just going to use white. And basically with no rhyme or reason, I am just going to paint some behind him. Now the good thing about this is if you put the paint on and you do not like the way you put it on or you don't like the color, simply take a razor blade and you can scratch it right off. It'll come right off. Okay. Put that aside and let me show you what that looks like. See, now you can see that he pops a little bit more. Okay, however, we're not done yet. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to decoupage the sides of the frame. I didn't do anything to this frame yet. However, there will be something done, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like with the transfer in the mirror. Okay, so there is all different kinds of things that you can decoupage. You can do paper, you can do napkins. Prima even has these little tissue papers. They come in different colors and sizes. What I'm going to use today is napkins. Now you know that I have used napkins before because if you watch in my other lives, you've seen that I put napkins on a chair. After I painted the chair, I did the cushion and all decoupage napkins, and it came out so cute. Okay, really easy. All you're going to do is take a little bit of the Dixie Belle clear coat, and then you're going to brush it on, and then you're going to put the napkin on. Okay, so, and it's always good to have a little bit extra napkins around, so if you make a mess, you can simply wipe it up. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to give my frame a nice, even coat of the clear coat. Now I'm going to take my napkin. Now you'll notice that the napkin, it doesn't really match with my transfer, but watch this. When I put this on, I'm just going to show you real quick how to put this on. And then you're going to take a little bit more clear just to set it. Just rub it on real lightly because you don't want to tear the napkin. It kind of, it's very translucent, so you can actually see the background behind it. See how cool that looks? Okay. Now, like I said, it doesn't really match, but look what I did. When I get done with it and it dries, I'm going to take the dark wax and put it over it to give it this nice warm look. Well, it will match the transfer, see? So don't be alarmed. See, right now it's really light and it doesn't really match, but once it gets dried, I'm going to add the dark wax and it will match my transfer. Okay. So let me continue adding the decoupage paper on. Again, I'm just using my Dixie Belle clear coat. Once you get your first layer on, it's so easy. You can just lightly tear it away. And then, see, get a nice, right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to do that to the rest of my window frame here. Like I said, this is not a new technique by any means. The transfer with the mirror, I did a few years back. I had a big, beautiful hutch, big glass window, and I used the Gypsy Queen, if any of you guys are familiar with that transfer. And then I mirrored the back, and that came out beautiful. I wish I still had a picture of it, or I wish I had a picture of it handy, but it is on the Facebook page from a few years back. Okay, so I'm going to continue to go around, add my paper. The paper just adds a very nice, elegant touch to the frame. To get a different kind of look than the look that I'm doing here with the kind of translucent napkin in the background, you could actually paint it first to get and have I could have chose like a dark maroon, and that would have looked really cool because it would have matched some of the flowers up here. But I figured since I'm going to use the Dixie Belle dark wax, that I really didn't need to do that. Okay. All right, so I'm putting the paper on here, and you notice it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to put it on and then put a light coat over it. What's nice is if you take your edge, if you kind of just run it around the edge, then it just simply will tear off. See? See how easy that is? Ta-da! Okay, a couple more spaces. But I really, look at that, how beautiful that is. Love, love, love. Okay. I know it seems like I'm adding a lot of the clear coat, but I just want to make sure when I put it on that it is wet and it hasn't dried because of me talking and not getting to that area yet. Okay. Now these napkins you can get at Hobby Lobby, you can get at Joann's, you can get at, where else? Home Goods, you can get anywhere they sell party napkins. They are generally 3-ply. I would recommend if you can find the ones that are 2-ply because they're easier to pull apart. Sometimes getting that third layer off can be quite tricky, but it can be done. Okay, one little corner here, and I'm going to use that pink flower area. So I'm just going to tear this off right here. Add that. And of course it's okay if you go ahead and you overlap just a little bit. All right. So now, I'm just going to go along here and make sure I've got all my edges. So all the paper is down on the edges, to the inside real quick. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. Wow. Ta-da. Now keep in mind, remember I said this paper doesn't really match, but once it dries, I'm going to dark wax it so it looks and blends way better. Okay, so while that is drying, I'm going to show you how to mirror the background now. Okay, excuse me if I cough, it might get a little stinky in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply just turn my frame over, the window frame, and I'm going to prop it up right here on this can of paint. I'm going to take what's called Mirror Effect, or you can take Mercury Glass. You can get it from any craft store. You can get it from Walmart. You can order it from Amazon. It's been around forever. A lot of people make vases and votives out of it. All right, so you just simply spray it on. I'm just spraying over the parts right now where I don't have any of the white paint. Whew. Okay, now to give it kind of an age look, not just a mirror look, but an age look. Hey, Dawn. Okay, you're going to take some vinegar and you're simply going to spray it. Come on. You're going to spray it on right where you put the mercury. Just going to have little drips. What that's going to do is it's going to start to eat away the mercury glass spray that I just sprayed on. You could even take a rag if you want for the desired look and pull some of it off. Purely up to you. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up and you're going to kind of see, it's still where I sprayed the mercury glass, you can see through it, which is not typical of a mirror. You should not be able to see through a mirror. So, here's this. I'm going to show you this. Now, of course, we don't have time for this to dry, so I have one ready. Let me show you this one. Woo! Excuse me. All right. Yay! Now, I really like this one. I used different color napkin, and underneath was painted maroon, so it gave it a totally different look. Same transfer, same white paint, same mercury spray. But you see the difference? The paper makes. The decoupage paper and painting underneath the paper where you put it on. However, this one is still not quite done because you can see through the mirror, which you should not be able to do. So what you need to do is one final step for this. You're going to put it face down and you're going to take some black chalk paint and you're going to paint the entire back of your window. And this is going to finish off your project. Generally, you only need one coat. You just want to give it enough so you can't see through your mercury glass that you just sprayed on. And where I painted the white, you can actually go back and just stress part of that white. You can distress it, and some of the mercury, you can spray some mercury glass there, the mirror spray, and have that pop through also. Okay, so now that I have that painted in black, let me show you the difference. See, now it's a mirror, and you can see where the vinegar is coming through. You can hopefully see the different layers of the mirror. Let me try to do this. I know my lights for filming are kind of bright, so I'm not sure if you can get the exact effect. But see? So this is how you make a cute little wall decor out of some of your leftover transfers, some napkins, and an old window. Okay. However, I'm really digging this. Hey, Denise. To me, it needs a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gilding wax. All different companies have these. Dixie Belle has them too, and this one I'm going to be using for this. I'm going to use black. simply use your finger and you're going to highlight the edge. It probably is not showing up very well on camera because I am so far away, but after I do a little bit of this, I'll bring the camera closer and I'll show you because it adds so much to it. Just simply by framing it in with a little bit of the gilding wax. Again, I'm using the black. Black and the gold are my two favorites. Okay. A little bit more down here. Again, you can put on as much or as little as you want of this. This is kind of for the edges. I could still go back if I wanted to and use the dark wax, but I think this highlights it pretty good. Let me see if I can come closer to the camera and show you a little bit better. Okay. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. Let me see. Do right here. You could just see. Let me see if I can get in my light. Not so well. Anyway, maybe I'll try to post some pictures, but it really truly adds so much to it just by simply adding a little bit of the gilding wax to the edge. You can use whatever kind of wax you have. If you have regular wax, I just suggest framing it in. Later when this one dries, what I'm going to do is I'll put the black behind here so it makes it look have the mirror effect, and I'll put the dark wax and I'll post a picture online so you can see the difference. I'll do the before and the after. If you have any questions on how to do this, just let me know. I'm very excited to say that I have some really neat decoupage papers coming. I'll give you more information on our Facebook page right here when they will be arriving. A few other things. We still have our gnome kits and Easter egg kits available. We have about only 3 gnomes left, and it comes with video directions step by step on how to do this. Or you can paint it yourself. And the Easter eggs, I took the other ones home that I painted, but this is what it looks like. It's an 18-inch Easter egg. You get 6 colors, and these are only $20. These are available on our Facebook page. We do curbside pickup. Also, if you need paint, you can go to our website at pbvintage.com and we can either ship you paint or we can meet you here at the store. And finally, we do have an inventory page. It's called Pickin' Boots Vintage Inventory. That is on our, it's a group on Facebook. You just search it, Pickin' Boots Vintage Inventory, and we have videos of different vendors' booths. I'm getting ready to upload specific folders, all dressers, all mirrors, and I'll be adding to it as we go. Let's see. Next week, I'll be here for Technique Tuesday. I don't have anything planned yet. If you have any ideas or anything that you want to see, please comment here, email me, DM me, text me, whatever. I'll be happy to show you if I can. Let's see, anything else? Oh, basically, but this is the final project. Maybe what I'll do is in the comments, I'll link back to some of the older things that I've done. There are lots of videos out there of other people that have done. There's so many different things you can do. Wax, gilding wax, adds so much to it. Anyway, you guys, hope you guys are keeping busy during quarantine. I know I was not in my chair for the last 2 days. I was in Netflix binge. Thank God I had to be here today. I needed to be here today. It has lifted my spirits, and anyway, take care, stay safe, and if you need any paint or anything, our website, or you can message me and I will make sure you get what you need. Okay, you guys take care, stay safe. Oh, also, if you could share this, that'd be fantastic. Rice paper, napkins, absolutely, yes, you can use any of them. All right, take care, guys.